What's going on, everybody? It's your friend Talks Too Much from Third Party Studios. It's been a while, but we are back in the podcast. Today we have a special guest in the house. We have Snipes. Thanks for joining us here, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Really appreciate you joining us. And as always, in the left corner, we have the Cody.
What up?
You changed corners.
And in the left corner, we have the Slim.
Hi.
Sporting his camouflaged hoodie this time.
I didn't wear the red one.
Well, we couldn't find you, so I wonder why, idiot.
Yeah, switch it up.
Big dummy.
Russia and Ukraine's not that big of a deal anymore.
Yeah, apparently that's background news now. When did that happen? That's old. That's old stuff. No, the big news of the last week or so has been South Park with their new special, the PANDERVERSE, where they're pandering. First off, I've watched this. The Cody, you were finishing it when.
Is it funny?
No, I finished it. You were finishing it.
I finished it. You were finishing it.
We both finished?
At the same time?
Giggity.
No. Okay,
Did
that
you
doesn't happen.
Watch it together?
Weird.
No.
You're just bizarre. And then Snipe, Slim, you guys have not seen this.
I have not.
I have
Okay.
not.
I haven't watched South Park for like the past 5 years. New seasons, kind of when they took it off Netflix. They took it off.
It was
somewhere.
on
Hulu.
HBO. It was on Hulu. It's been on Paramount. I think it's currently on Paramount. Is its home now?
So they must have took it off Hulu, and that's when they took it off Hulu. That's when I stopped watching.
I just watch it on TikTok now.
You just watch.
I get the clips.
What is the point of watching South Park in clip format? That seems
I mean,
so weird to
if
me.
there's a show you could watch in clip format, it's kind of South Park.
That feels more like Family Guy, because Family Guy
That's
is
fair.
It takes out the filler of the episode.
you watch.
There's no
you watch
filler.
20 minutes of. You watch a 20-minute episode of South Park in 60 seconds. How does that happen? That like it's all Kyle's speech at the end of the episode. That's the whole thing. The 60 seconds is.
I don't know a lot of the lore because of it. I guess I get the main points. You know.
Do you ever feel like you should watch the whole show? Like, do you ever like feel a calling to watch the show, or do you just get what you need?
a calling?
Calling.
I do. I really.
Do you feel
want-
like God on high has summoned you to watch South Park?
South
I-
Park.
It's what's driving me to get to tomorrow, knowing that at some point I can watch the show.
Yeah, it's like on your
Gets you out of
deathbed.
bed in the morning.
On your deathbed, you could be. I never finished South Park or started it. And your and then your kids are like, "You're gonna die unfulfilled."
I saw one season, but it was in 20-second increments.
Okay, got it.
Gets through that shit fast. Next show.
That feels like it would take so much longer.
I just got to get the jokes, the relevance.
That's fair.
You know,
I mean, the best part about South Park has almost always been its social commentary, but I still have a huge gripe with seasons 19 through 22, 23, where they
tell
were
me
just
to catch up on 22 seasons of a show.
yeah.
Have fun.
Oh my god.
It's
I'm going to start One Piece then too while I'm at it.
You don't have to start One Piece.
Oh my god.
See, they're not doing a live action of South Park yet. But
Yes.
once they do a live action of South Park, then you could start it, just like One Piece. But Slim, same question at you. I mean, do you? So you said it's been a while. Are you just too busy to laugh?
Yeah, I am.
You
I'm
just
just
have
not getting another subscription to another thing.
I gotcha.
So that's when they took it off Hulu since I have it.
Mhm.
Is why I stopped.
Well, you get Paramount Plus through Prime now. So if you have an Amazon Prime, you have it.
I might have it then.
So
'Cause I think everyone has.
I
Prime.
definitely
everyone
don't
has
steal
Amazon
all of them,
Prime,
so.
and then almost everyone's on Verizon. Verizon, you get Disney Plus. Disney Plus gives you ESPN.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, it's.
I just gotta get rid of Netflix, and I'm solid.
Well,
at
with
this point.
Disney, over the summer there was a lot of news around Disney selling. Was it ABC? Cody, help me out here. Was it ABC who Disney was thinking about selling off? So.
I don't know. They own like 50-some companies.
So Disney had a $9 billion debt that they still owed on Hulu, that Hulu was calling the chit on. They were saying you must settle this, and Disney didn't have a $9 billion capital check just to send off to pay off the rest of what they needed to acquire Hulu.
What a bunch of poor people.
So, in Bob Iger's infinite wisdom, there was talks about selling off ABC. And that's old news at this point, but I'm just saying Disney's capital is starting to run dry. Their favorability among the fandom I think is as low as it's ever been. Do
you think they did that like Disney Verizon deal, where like it's like $2 or whatever for a couple months or however?
It was
they did
free for the first year.
Free for the first year, yeah.
The whole year?
A whole
Yeah.
year.
Do you think they're doing that so you'll forget about it and you'll just be subscribed to
Oh,
Disney
100%.
Plus?
Oh yeah.
That was exactly what it is, for the same reason that if you switch like cell phone carriers, which no one switches cell phone carriers anymore, but if you do switch cell phone carriers, you just forget how much extra money you're paying because now you're on Verizon. Like when I used to be on Sprint and I was paying like $40 for my line. Now it's like $80 for a single line on Verizon. It's insane.
That's nuts.
Wow.
And then Taylor and Slim and Snipes over here are both like, just have a family. Like,
They'll pay for
Get
it.
on the family.
just get on the family plan, man.
We have Verizon.
Yeah.
On our plan, it used to be on a family plan max of 10. They bumped up to 12. We have 12 lines.
Holy
on our
smokes.
family.
12?
12.
And it
Netflix
costs
won't
them
even
12
let two
Mom,
people stream at the same
Dad,
time.
3 brothers, me, grandma, my 2 kids, because they got phones now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we got 12 phones. That bill, the extra money that goes towards like the Disney Plus at $6, it's irrelevant.
It was Verizon for my WarRoom choice. That was the other other company I was thinking about.
Spoilers.
So
Yeah, spoilers.
yeah.
Put the shit to yourself. Man.
It's we're multiversing it. There's a universe where this recording happened where I didn't spoil things,
Everyone's doing multiple.
and we're in that universe now. But so
But anyway, into the Panderverse.
into the Panderverse.
Back on point.
So Trey Parker, Matt Stone, they went hard into social commentary with everything going on with the race swapping, the gender swapping, Disney just absolutely destroying old IPs. They talked about Lucasfilm, Star Wars,
It's
Indiana
mostly
Jones,
Lucasfilm, aimed at Lucasfilm,
yeah.
yeah.
Which so older
Kathleen
episodes,
Kennedy.
older episodes of
Kennedy's under my bed.
put a chick in it, make it dumb and gay.
Make it lame and gay.
I'll find that clip on TikTok.
Put a
Don't you
chick in
worry.
it. Make her a minority. Put a chick in it. It was one of the best South Parks I've seen in a while. But South Park, in my eyes, South Park has a golden era, and it's seasons 16, 17, and 18. That's like the best. They were
Dude, I'm rewatching it right now, and like 10, 11, and 12, it's like classic episodes that you kind of forgot about. You're just like, geez, that happened that long ago? Because that's like 2006 and 7.
yeah.
Jeez.
But so in the middle seasons of South Park, they were talking about like World of Warcraft, Guitar Hero.
Yeah,
They were
those
talking
are
about
good ones.
NASCAR when there was
Go fast and turn to the left.
Da-
Go faster than a left.
who's Danica Patrick?
Poor
Is that who
stupid.
the chick is in NASCAR?
Yeah.
Danica
Was, yeah,
Patrick.
yeah.
She's like, not you, Danica Patrick. I'm dumber and more poor than you are, so I'm gonna win. So South Park does a great job of social commentary, and it feels like with the more recent seasons they've come out, some of the more recent specials they've come out, they've really gotten back to talking about things that are current and going on right now. Like in one of the last specials, in the most recent season that they released, where it was full episodes, they had
Have they done a season in a while?
yeah, season 26. They had Stan and Tolkien, not
Oh,
Token.
yeah, that's right.
So Stan and Token were playing Warhammer 40K, and Randy, and it's spring break, and so Randy's like, let's go out and get thrashed and party, and he's gonna bring Stan and Token with him, and they're like, what? And he's like, we can do anything you want for spring break, and they're like, really? Anything? And so they're painting Warhammer figures, and then they're playing Warhammer 40K, and Randy's like, what the hell is this? We should be going out getting bitches. This is so stupid. It's hilarious. So I think they've done a good job. But the Panderverse thing is an open declaration of war against like Disney and everything they've been doing wrong with like the.
Yeah, after this special came out, they started doing like Variety came out with a hit piece against Disney, kind of trashing how Marvel's doing and whatnot. But it's kind of like they're doing it like lightly.
Yeah,
They're
they
not,
don't.
like, going full bore yet.
Well, all the major media companies, they want exclusivity when it comes to certain leaks, certain stories, certain lines. They want to be the first in line to get the new news, which is, makes sense, right? That's not a new strategy.
Yeah, but this is new news.
But I
It's
mean,
been going on for years.
yeah, the fact that you have any amount of major media groups turning on Disney, even a little bit, shows how much of a victory in like the culture war that this was.
Right. Once South Park goes after you, you're kind of free reign now.
Yeah, like Meghan Markle and Prince Henry, they're suing Family Guy now for making fun of them.
Family Guy made fun of him now.
I think so. I'm trying to recall the story. I know there's been memes about them trying to sue Trey Parker and Matt Stone, and then there's memes about how they've faced off against like literal terrorism, and then literal terrorism, trying to be canceled, switching networks, like everything that they've had to go up against. And then just this litty bitty threat from Meghan Markle and Prince Henry. It's like they're small potatoes compared to it.
No kidding.
So South Park has 2 banned episodes that don't exist on like any of their public like facing feeds or
Can you
anything.
imagine if those 2 came out now though?
I have the MP3s. I have them.
war?
I have them ripped onto. They're on my phone. And I need to get them on something else just so I don't lose copies of them. But
They're banned because they depict Muhammad in it.
Well, that's the thing. They never depict Muhammad.
No,
they
he's
just
just like a censored bar or whatever.
exactly. It's hilarious. And what's even funnier is that in like the early 2000s, like before 9/11, Muhammad was part of the Super Best Friends, and so he was actually in the show. So have you heard any of this news? They can't hear your head nod.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Articulate your voice. Speak with your chest.
No.
No. So South Park in like the earlier episodes of the show, they had like Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Moses.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Ishnu or whatever, or some Hindi god I don't know. And they created the Super Best Friends, a team of superhero religious idols. And it was the funniest shit because then they went up against a mecha Barbara Streisand who became like a mecha Godzilla kind of embodiment. It was hilarious. It's the best. This is why like old South Park is so iconic. But it's getting forgotten. Like you can't talk to people who like haven't watched the old episodes of South Park.
Was it South Park that they had an episode about Scientology?
Oh, they've had so
and
many.
like, but we're like people like followed them to see how they knew so much about it.
Yeah.
Was it that?
Yeah, they're
Yes.
trying to dig up dirt on Matt and Trey too, and then
Yeah.
Church of Scientology is like, we couldn't really find anything. They're just
Yeah.
normal dudes.
Yeah, and they actually didn't like research. They're just making fun of them, and it was just accurate.
Yeah.
They did the Church of Scientology.
The jokes wrote themselves.
That's the Trapped in the Closet episode too, right?
Now I'm in the closet too. So Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise and R. Kelly are in Stan's closet.
Oh God.
Come out of the closet, Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
No.
the Church of Scientology believes that Stan is the reincarnation of
Hubbard something. Something Hubbard.
Hubbard. Hubbard's correct. I'm trying to remember the rest of his name, but I'm failing to. But so the church believes he's the reincarnation of like their guy. And so Tom Cruise shows up at Stan's house and he's like, "What do you think of my films? I've done everything to try to make the church proud of me and make you proud of me. So what do you think of all my films?" He's like, "Yeah, you're no George Clooney, but I mean your movies are fine." And then he gets butthurt and goes and hides in the closet. And the rest of the episode is them saying, "Tom Cruise, you got to come out of the closet, man."
Him and John Travolta.
John Travolta, R. Kelly shows up. And I pull out my gun. I'm a cap some bitch. There's a lot. There's a lot there to appreciate from the South Park
mythos of South Park.
Yes, and it's all great. There's a couple of seasons where it's talking about like the 2016 election, and they just didn't let that go for like 3 years.
Yeah, it was a while.
And it was frustrating. But the Panderverse is there were a couple of rumors circulating around that this is actually a part of a 3-part series that South Park's going to do.
They could. Because then they could go after Kevin next episode.
Absolutely. And the way they ended this was not in a, "Oh, look, everyone learned their lesson." They were making jokes saying that Kathleen Kennedy was saying, "All right, now I'm going to go back to Disney and I'm going to make everything right." And then all the Disney executives were like, "Okay, Kennedy. Okay, Kennedy, calm down."
Original content. And then Bob Iger's like, "Yeah, sure."
So they could easily do. So South Park has done a lot of 3-part series in the past, and so one of the theories right now is that they could easily do another 2-hour-long specials on
the last two
this
have been
topic.
2-part specials. You got the post-COVID one.
Yep.
And then Streaming Wars.
Yep.
And now this one's come out.
So they could easily do at least a second episode, and I think that wouldn't be enough. I think they couldn't. I don't think they could put out enough content on this topic to be.
I've always appreciated them.
Yeah.
You know, their video game. I never played it.
Oh, I played
but
the
the
first
difficulty slider. Everyone knows about
so
that.
funny.
That
And the
shit's
fractured
hilarious.
butthole.
That was so damn funny.
The
Like-
darker you are, the harder the game is.
Yes, exactly.
Oh man.
I didn't play it either, but I do
It's a good
regret.
game.
I do regret not playing that game. It's just like in previous episodes we've talked about game mechanics that like hook me, and a good combat system, a good way to interact with it is what I kind of need. And the turn-based combat, a lot of the jokes, but it's fantastic. I'm not trying to shit on the game. It's just not for me. It was just
Yeah.
the wrong type of.
Yeah.
It was the wrong design.
I just appreciate that they're not that offended someone. They don't care.
Yeah,
I don't
not
care.
even a slightly.
Like
There's no way they. Yeah. You know, one thing about I think that people who generally are responding to the Panderverse with malice, they're not happy with it. I don't understand why. This is the most diverse episode of South Park that's ever come out.
Very true.
It's
They turn all the boys gay,
yeah,
black chicks.
But they did it as a joke.
it's a joke.
Yeah.
But it's, the jokes offend them. But I mean, all that South Park did was put a chick in it and made her gay. They did it a bunch, a lot. They made a whole universe where all of the characters were just gay, diverse
One of
women.
the gender swap characters when Kenny dies is like, oh my god, you killed Kenny, you fat hoe.
It's worth a see. It's worth checking out and making sure you get in on that one. But I hope that they do at least a part 2 for this. That would be fantastic. I'd be very happy.
And all
with.
Carmen's trying to do in the entire episode is play Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes.
My guy. Let's go.
Baldur's Gate 3 is also like its own really amazing cultural thing right now because it's D&D. I mean, D&D.
That's gonna win Game of the Year.
I hope so. I think it should. And I mean, in early access, I mean, because I played it throughout early access and I got to the end of what was available. I explored all the content a couple of times and got through it. Even the early access was amazing. They didn't have too many issues to fix really. But as I played the other day with Snipes, we went over and there was a lot of things that were changed ever so slightly. But it was the gameplay is incredibly fun, very simple and easy to jump into and learn, very customizable. Cody, you would appreciate that all the text, like all the dialogue, takes you to different conclusions. So your in-game conversations, the way you play your character, actually matters in a big way.
Huge.
So I played pretty much up to like the Goblin camp or whatever.
Goblins.
But so you run across this village and you open a barn and there's like a orc fucking a giant or some shit. Right?
It's two trolls that are screwing each other. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a weird interaction where I'm like, this is really in a game.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So
Snipes hasn't seen this yet, right?
Yeah, not yet.
Okay. So
But
in the game we played, we were in that town,
yeah.
but we couldn't get into that room. So,
Okay.
and I think that was available in the early access. I don't know that's available. Are you playing the final, like the current version?
Yeah.
So it's in the release.
It is.
Okay, so confirmed. Fantastic. It's in the release
Yeah,
version.
and depending on dialogue choices, they'll either attack you or keep fucking.
Hey man.
Well, you don't want to
can
be.
watch.
I mean-
It's all good.
You don't want to be that guy, you know.
Right.
You don't want to be that
Just
guy.
back out of the barn slowly.
It's just
Basically.
What I like about that game, and the reason I'm glad I have it, is because I believe it was EA was shitting on them.
yeah.
Like no one wants a game like this. Oh, you mean when I paid full price for? There's no battle pass. There's no
Right.
DLC. I mean,
It's completed.
it's the complete game.
yeah.
We're not doing weekly patches that just break the game. Like, and EA's like nobody wants that. What are you talking
It's
about?
honest-
EA was talking like a few years ago. They were like, single player games are dead and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Now it's like the most popular genre. No, I won't say genre, but everyone's picking up single player games. You got Spider-Man that's going crazy, Baldur's Gate,
Yep.
Starfield.
Streamers love these games too. Like these games that I mean, a lot of streamers are gravitating towards Baldur's Gate 3. Like there's no the market is so saturated on Baldur's Gate 3 right now.
You must have to censor the shit out of that one.
No,
play it on stream.
it's incredibly weird. It's like censorship isn't touching this game for some reason. And there's not really a turn off graphics or turn off graphical scene setting in the game either.
Some games are putting on like stream. They have like something in the options so you can turn on
when
like
you put in
friendly.
your Twitch stuff, it'll do all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, this game is incredibly friendly to streamers, and I want more video games to since streaming video games on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, all these platforms is so popular, I would like to see some video games put a fraction of a percentage into creating something that was like stream friendly in the base game. Just say, are you a streamer? And then just toggle a switch, and some of the features are off. Some of the things are brighter. Some of the audio, like the music, goes to like a copyright-free music or something.
Some games do that. I was gonna say after you were kind of done. There's toggle switches in some games that will make sure they don't play music that can get copyrighted for your streams. So
because that's the most frustrating thing. Like playing Bannerlord and playing Baldur's Gate, playing the My Hero Rumble game, you have to turn the music entirely off. Which, that's a part of the base game. It's a part of the experience. People want to hear some of that, but there's no way to move forward in a universe right now with that. All you can really do is turn it off, which you're either muting or dragging the volume, or you're what kind of games have you seen that have done that? Because that would be cool to know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
But I've seen it a couple times where it's
Another one.
Toggle stream
Well, I
friendly.
think it's frustrating because, I paid money for this game.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm streaming it, but, I got my ugly mug, on the webcam. I'm talking over it. Like, I have that creative change to it, and people still copy, strike it. But, like, you watch an NFL game, they play music, and what's the difference?
Right.
I think a
NFL's
lot
got
of it's
money.
Yeah.
it's weird what money can do for you. I think it's just shitty though. If it's part of the game, and there's no way now. They know it's gonna be on YouTube.
It's gonna trigger the YouTube.
The only people that hate that are Nintendo.
Right.
Everyone else wants their game to. It's free advertisement.
Absolutely.
It's free real estate.
You should
Free
really.
reels.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating that that's an issue that is still having to be dealt with.
Yeah.
Well, I think that I think gaming in its entirety right now, the market is shifting really hard away from EA and a lot of what they're doing, because I think the market is sick of seeing Madden and 2K games come out. I mean,
FIFA.
you had a rebellion last year against was it 2K? Was it it was the baseball game, I think, that there was just this rebellion against because it was so glitchy and so problematic.
The baseball one's always an issue.
Yep.
Everyone always buys the basketball one. But FIFA, that one's always like,
Well,
it looks the same. And then, especially like
It's
in
like
Europe,
the
they
most
drop a
profitable
ton of money.
game.
That's what caused the microtransaction lawsuit over there. Is how many people were playing FIFA. And every year, a new FIFA game. And you can't bring any of those characters that you got over, even though it's
no transaction.
same graphics, it's the same gameplay, it's the same teams. The only thing
It's
that
just an
changes is the
updated
stats.
roster.
Yeah.
It's the roster and the stats of the players, like how they did the previous year.
Yep.
And I don't mind, like, that strategy to me is fine if the games weren't gradually getting worse, because it seems like the graphics are always an issue and the gameplay becomes harder, or not harder, but the gameplay becomes worse because same like bugs and performance issues, things like that happen. Some games are unplayable, like EA and Titanfall 2 right now. There's a bug going around that Steam and EA don't have a fix for, where the multiplayer just does not work for a small fraction of the population that I just happen to be a part of, so I get to bitch about it as much as I
where
want.
you just can't connect or some shit?
The multiplayer option in the game is inoperable. It won't function. I cannot get to multiplayer.
That's hilarious.
So I played through. I downloaded the game. I tried reinstalling it, and the issue was there. And the issue says connecting to Respawn servers. And so I'm thinking, okay, something's wrong, but it's probably one of those issues that like an update will fix, or verifying the files, or maybe it really is just taking a difficult time, or having a difficult time connecting to the servers. So let me play the story mode and get through that, and let's see where this is at. Play the story mode. Awesome. I loved the Titanfall 2 story.
Great campaign.
I thought the Titanfall 2 campaign was amazing. I regret sleeping on it so many years ago.
You've never played it? This is your first time playing it?
Well, I played Titanfall 2 for a very, very small window of time.
Right, you never played the campaign though.
Right. And
Wow.
then I just realized that the game was rehashed, and all the best things I liked about Titanfall 1 were kind of twisted and warped in Titanfall 2. Like the way the Titan customization was, that I didn't really care for it. The way the multiplayer was playable, I didn't really care for it. And this was back on console, so I mean, it was a different experience for me. And now I was looking for a new first-person shooter to try out, and I was like, you know what? Let's go back to Titanfall 2. I talked to the Cody about it, and I was actually really excited for it. But the multiplayer didn't work for me, so I got all the way through the campaign, and then the multiplayer still wasn't working. So I tried to fix it. And then I was like, all right, screw this. This is a bigger issue, so I tried to refund it, and because I had played more than 2 hours of the game, I couldn't get a refund on it from Steam.
Way to go.
Yep, so now I'm stuck with that.
Beat the campaign in 2 hours?
Well,
No, more than
3.
2 hours.
I beat the campaign in 3 hours.
You beat it in 3? That's
I was
so
kind of having
quick.
the same
Would you
problem
have it on
with
easy?
I don't even remember the difficulty mode options that were available to me, but it was
Easy.
normal, hard.
well. I don't. Does
after you
Titanfall
beat it,
have an
that's-
easy, medium, hard mode? I don't think it.
I think it. I
for
played it
sure.
like 5 years ago when
I'm
it
gonna
came
offend
out.
a lot of people. I don't play campaigns. I don't play single player games.
Whoa,
At all.
like at all?
Like at all.
Titan-
Why?
Get out of
Any
my
Call of
house.
Duty?
Get
I haven't played single player since before I had like internet.
We got to unpack this
Like-
a little bit.
like-
story games like
I just-
Fallout or
Don't buy it. That's Fallout 3 is the last. That's like after
Fallout
Fallout
3 's
3, I
great.
got
That was
internet.
really good.
I got internet, and we got Call of Duty.
That was
4.
2008.
Dude,
Holy
I-
cows.
You haven't played a
Well,
campaign or single
everybody.
player?
I, especially now, I, if I'm gonna play games like my college days, I had a PS3, PS4, and an Xbox like 360, and I had Battlefield 3 on all of them. Like that's all I played. Like different,
Battlefield 3.
like depending on who I was playing with, I was on a different console. I had
Got
all
my
the consoles.
Smurf account
I'm
on
just like,
Xbox.
oh my goodness.
Beat some.
We'll have to play some Battlefield soon. We should play some Battlefield.
I
Haven't
don't
bought
play
a Battlefield.
any multiplayer games.
What's that?
Haven't bought a Battlefield in like 4.
But would you want to?
Absolutely, I love it.
2042 is fixed.
I've seen.
I should say.
I have that game. And
Was
I
it
played it, like,
which one's the
twice.
World War II one? Like Battlefield 5? Was that the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought that. I bought
Put a
that
chick
one.
in it. Make her lame.
I bought that one, and it just wasn't fun.
The one before Battlefield 1 was way more fun than that one.
That was World
Yep.
War One,
I-
right?
Yeah.
Even worse.
okay.
My God.
You didn't like that one?
No,
I didn't like that one.
Everyone
Oh, I
has
love that
this
one.
nerd boner over like World War One, World
Fuck
War
yeah, I
II.
do.
If that gun's not shooting laser beams, I don't care. I do not care about the past. It happened. They had slow shooting.
Get
guns,
over it.
Like,
You're never
let's
gonna beat the
move
high score
on.
kill count. You're never gonna beat the high score kill count. So
Oh
why
my
try?
If I can't
God,
run
like-
on walls and explode someone's head with a sound gun,
like I.
that one doesn't
The
sound
sound,
good.
people with vibrations.
Saints Row, the dubstep gun, you know.
Oh, why
like,
do I? Yeah, Saints Row.
I play multiplayer only, and especially now because I've got kids and like.
Is
if
it-
I'm, if I'm
it-
gonna play games,
Let me
I'm
unpack
gonna
this
play
a
with
little
friends.
bit. Let me unpack this a little bit.
I only
Is
play
it
single player.
because
Oh, it's
is it
gross.
because you don't enjoy campaigns, or is it because you enjoy them, but the industry has evolved so far away from it that you can't get the quality you like, or is it something else?
It's truly, you know, my best
Just
friend
like
lives in a
kicking
different.
12-year-olds' asses online.
So,
I watched a bunch of
I got
videos
the
on.
opposite problem. 12-year-olds kick my ass all the time.
oh, well,
Keep calling
I
me
play-
the N-word.
When my son started playing Fortnite, I took a picture of him and I sent it to all my friends, and I was like, I can't wait for him to say the gamer word.
Oh, it'll happen.
Start throwing game words out.
Yeah, but I'll play Fortnite with my son. He's 8 and kicks the shit out of me. I'm like,
They're better.
You got.
They're better.
He uses a controller. I use keyboard and mouse. I lose. I use my controller. I lose. He's 8.
If you
It's
ever need him,
embarrassing.
if you ever need him quick humbled, send him over with an Xbox controller. We'll plug in Halo 3.
Yo, that's the
We'll
good old
quick
days.
humble
We'll just
him.
have Colton play him.
Oh,
Oh man.
so my friend Colton, he's a friend of the channel. He's been on another live stream before. He's really good at Halo. He's like, he abused the hell out of me and Slim one day. We were playing.
Fun.
We were playing on a closed map. It was just the three of us, and we were doing Forge World, which allows you to build multiple, build your map up however you want. The Master Chief Collection allows you to play Forge World with all of these extra bonus packs, and one of the items in the bonus packs is a Covenant ship that has boost, a super shield. It can crash into objects without taking any damage, and its maneuverability is insane, and it's infinitely more powerful than the Hornet or the
kill him.
Pelicans or anything. So we couldn't shoot him down. he was dodging our rockets, so we couldn't even shoot him down like that. If we got in those ships, he was better than us, so he was taking us out. And as we were just building stuff, he would come and crash into us as we're building stuff in the middle of.
I eventually gave up and just started like kamikazing into him, and then he started getting like mad. He's like, "You're not even fighting me." I'm like, "You're still dying, aren't you?"
This is the only way I know how.
This is
Yeah,
the only
if
way
you
to
have a
kill
problem with this strategy, take it up with the Japanese. All right, this is not
him.
my
It worked. Kinda.
Sun Tzu's Art of War. If your enemy's better than you, crash into them.
So simple. But no, the reason I do multiplayer only, it has nothing. There's some good single player games. You know, I totally get it. You know, I got Spider-Man on Steam a year ago when that came out, and my son ends up playing it more than I do, obviously. 'Cause
Yeah.
someone has more time to play games than I do. But when I have time to play, I don't know, going into my office, turning the lights on, and then sitting there quietly and just a single player. I mean, I'd rather not.
Sounds beautiful to me.
Oh my god,
Sounds like the greatest.
Sounds awesome.
I'd rather do anything else. And so if I play games, I'd rather play with my friends. You know, I've got the same 2 friends from high school that I talk to.
I don't even want to talk to these guys.
You're the worst.
Like if I'm gonna play
very
games, I'm
antisocial.
playing with someone,
Yeah.
or I'll turn my computer off and like I'll just go.
Okay,
And this
cooperative campaigns.
I would do that
Because Baldur's
as long
Gate's
as there's
all a campaign.
as long as
I was about to
but it's
ask
multiplayer.
that.
As
Sure.
long as it's not just me playing the game.
But it's not cross-platform, which is
I love being
stupid.
left alone. It's great.
I hate. I'd rather not play. I mean, this is really depressing. I got on games. My buddy wasn't there. Turned my computer off. I scrolled TikTok for 3 hours, and
That's better.
that's
That's the.
Hey, you gotta watch some South
I
Park.
provided so much feed to the CCP. They know so much about me now. I just
Oh
like,
They
man.
know everything.
that was a depressing moment. So I'm trying to like not do TikTok.
I love
anymore
that
and
they're
stuff.
getting all of this.
I've
Like the
done-
Chinese Communist Party is getting all of our private information, and they're
Oh, I
just
love
like
it.
genuinely unimpressed. They're like, these guys just scroll these apps all day. They're just watching our videos. That's like that's all they're
boring.
doing.
And we're like, yeah, we know. Why are you watching us? We're boring.
Cat videos and stupid ass dances.
The owner of
my
OnlyFans
For You
couldn't
page,
even get
buddy.
the porn off of it. Like like we are not good at fixing our media problems here. I mean, it has to happen organically
We're
with
fucking
things like
doomed.
Panderverse.
I just
Like,
watched a bunch of videos of like electrician stuff. I'm like, that looks terrible.
I get
so
a lot
much better.
My
Like,
see
I do
the
this for
issue
a
is
living.
wrong.
What am I doing?
their algorithm is so good. I like the music I listen to is all from TikTok. You know, anime edits. You know, like video games, and of course my TikTok. It started as a joke. There'd be like, there's always like these trends where they'll put like nude photos in, and then you have to like zoom in, you know, and like iPhone you couldn't zoom in at the time, so only Android folk were zooming in on and getting these, you know, images, and I'd always send them to my buddy, and then the algorithm says, "Oh, you like ones with porn," and so now I can't watch. My wife will sit next to me and we'll watch TikToks, like we'll watch each other's, you know, and like hers is like heartfelt, like like live, laugh, love.
That would
Here's how
be-
I
I
designed
found
my
an
kitchen,
abandoned kitten
and
I
I have
took
to sit
care
like
of it.
this, like I'm cheating on her, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "You just don't want to see it. I know you." Like,
It's either people dying or boobs.
like,
either-
oh my god,
ugh. I choose boobs. I choose boobs.
I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
The CCP knows
There's
what I
channel
want, and it
wants you to
feeds me.
watch.
Yeah.
Honey, there's nothing I can do about it. It's China's fault. Take it up with Xi Jinping or whatever.
Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the
Don't
Pooh,
say that,
right?
man. Oh boy.
Oh, they
Winnie
can-
the Pooh.
Now you
Come
can't
and
go to
get it.
China.
Ooh.
Come and get it, China. I may be
Trump would be
short, but I'm
proud.
taller than all of you.
Always like laugh when you like something by accident. And you're like, well, that's gonna pop up for the next week.
My Facebook ads are gonna have it. Oh
Yep.
my god.
All right. I think we should probably move into the war room. We got a good half hour out of that. So I think with that said, let's move into the war room. Boys, do the thing. Diddly-doo, diddly-doo, diddly-doo.
This is the thing we do?
It's always the thing we do.
I'm sorry, Mr. President. I think they're trying the number.
You filthy bully, you filthy, you silly guy! I'll taste you out even more, eh? You war muttering bully!
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Do the voiceover thing for it, or that?
I could get a sound effect for it, but this is funnier. I could just get the Wayne's World MP3 audio and just and just do that scene exclusively.
Nah, the stumbling through the transition's way better.
It is way better. But we are in the war room. Thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate it. Today's topic, we are looking at some of the companies that over the last few years have really scorned the public. And we're going to talk about whether or not there's any of... Yeah, they've scorned us.
Scorn.
I have a glossary of terms that I can use too.
I abhor these companies.
I abhor them. They're so pedantic.
Yeah, this is Shalom pedantic.
Yes, yes. But we are talking about companies that have really earned some hate. And we're going to talk about our choices of companies that if money was a non-issue and knowledge, expertise, if we could recruit people who have knowledge, if there was no obstacles in front of us to success, what companies would we choose to try to repair their image, and how would we start that?
First, can you think of one that's like excellent, you don't need to do anything to?
Budweiser.
They have hit it out of the park.
Did you see they joined the UFC?
In time again.
Yeah.
So Budweiser joins the UFC and just endorses all of the political and public opinions of all of these fighters. It's amazing.
Yeah.
They just 180'd.
It's the biggest sponsor the UFC's ever had now.
Oh, man. No, but anyone want to jump in first?
No, it's quick.
Is this
I'm
real
proud of you.
life anymore?
This is not
Sure,
real.
we're not
fake.
in a simulation.
This is the Panderverse.
We've been in a simulation since day one, baby.
Oh god.
It's 2012 when the Mayan calendar said
Yeah.
we all
When
died.
when
That's what
we
it feels
when
like.
we lost Harambe, it just
That was our moment. That was our
You know,
That was our we earned it moment.
Not to
All right,
really,
Harambe.
really dive off the war room, but someone's like,
Not to
we've
do
entered
this,
an
but
alternate reality since Harambe died, and I could prove it. And some guy goes on like a 30-minute
What?
rant.
This is a thing.
There's a
And how we're
huge-
not the main timeline of the universe
Yes.
anymore. since
Share it with me.
Harambe
Send it
died.
to me.
I'll have to
Okay.
find
It's,
it.
so funny.
Dude.
We got multiverse?
Dude,
Yeah.
we did.
After
Oh
the-
my
the
God.
death
not
of
the main
Harambe.
timeline anymore.
Yeah.
Put a
Yes.
chick in it. Make her gay.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I know. Yes.
It's really good.
All right. Well, I'll start with the war room. So my choice for the war room topic is going to be Netflix. Well, I think there are plenty of I
You
think there
want
are
to put
plenty
on
of
Cuties too, right?
Cuties too. We need the
Oh,
sequel. That's going to be
forgot
front
about
page
that.
forever. But we're going to put
disgusting.
chick in it. Make her gay. No, day one I sign on. I take Netflix over. It goes private. The first thing I'm doing with Netflix is I am purging the.
Can you lower the subscription?
Settle
No,
down, Elon.
that's
My
we're-
$20
goodness.
a month for 4K is a little much.
I'm not fixing the finances of it yet.
Ah.
Also, I do agree with them that the pay for household is a good idea, but I think it's too strict. I
I'm
think
paying for one person.
yeah, I know, but like Slim can't steal off his mother's account anymore.
I
Well,
did it
mine?
for like 12 years. Why can't I keep doing it?
Yeah, so I would loosen the restrictions on that. I think the premise is actually correct, but I think that the execution is flawed, and I think that there's probably a more flexible way to do it. I think that you could say all new accounts must register a location and grandfather in old accounts for a while, and then give it a while, and then we'll figure that out. It's a different problem than what I want to solve, but what I would do with Netflix with all of the money I have available to me is I would double down.
Put a chicken and make it gay?
Put a chicken in, make her gay. But no, we would get a mascot.
That's
First
my
off,
pitch.
Netflix doesn't have a
Is
mascot
that your
anymore.
pitch to Paramount?
It's my
We're
pitch
gonna
to
put a chicken and make it gay.
They had a
You gotta get the
mascot.
Duolingo owl.
the Duolingo. Yep.
Wait, what?
The Duolingo owl. That's gonna be the mascot for Netflix.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
Oh man. Did you watch your Netflix today? If not, I'm gonna come find you.
I would
Leave it on the
go.
background.
I would go and take the strategy that Netflix has of just like acquiring content, like just doing what Disney did all those years ago. And I would actually focus on YouTube content creators. I would focus on some of the biggest names, and I would say, we're going to give you Netflix pages. We're going to give you pages on Netflix. All your content's going to be there, and all of your subscribers that
You
you
know,
want,
South Park
we're
did
going
an
to.
episode about this.
Yeah, we're gonna. I'm gonna.
Where they're trying to sell their superhero group to
Yeah.
Netflix because Netflix will buy anything.
That's the thing. But instead of, but I mean, do the same strategy with doing movies and shows, but aim for streamers who are trying to create a channel or a legacy. Like, there's a lot of content creators on YouTube who just make videos and not necessarily live streams. Create a Netflix page for them to have, to own, to put all their videos on. No censorship rules. Have it be the same 18 and up or 13 and up or PG or G. Like, have
So
them.
you want to make Netflix YouTube?
I want to create pages on Netflix that are for YouTubers to migrate their content over and host. Netflix already has a kids channel that already exists, like an entire kids segment. I want to create a similar concept with content creators to just post infinitely to the platform and let the platform create its own content.
What was the part of YouTube like where they made like movies? Like PewDiePie had the Skier PewDiePie.
like-
What the heck was that called?
YouTube Red or something.
Well, but now it's YouTube Premium, right? That's just the brand where you don't get ads, right?
Right.
But they had a specific thing.
YouTube
the content that's part of that.
It's movies and TV. YouTube has a movies and TV, which is kind of it's what I think Netflix should do, but inverted. So obviously, YouTube started from the opposite side of the spectrum and is moving their way towards having all of the movies on them to stream or to buy or to rent. And Netflix started with here's the unlimited catalog of film, and obviously that's been whittled down over the years due to licensing and rights. And now I think they should bring on streamers, and I think they should bring on content creators, and I think that would be a good way to give these content creators a different set of income, allow them to build uncensored. Like whatever's on your page is on your page. If people are interested in going to it, thumbs up. I don't care if it's not for safe or not safe for work content, or if it's children's rating.
It's gonna be full of porn.
Yeah. No, I'm just,
It always leads back to it.
Always leads back to porn.
all avenues lead back to porn. Well, obviously, I think there's FCC ratings with like 18 and older, teenager, 13, and then PG, and then G. I think there's ratings that can apply to that content and apply to the page overall. I think you could post that rating on
Not
there.
anymore. They're printing porn books in public libraries.
Well, that's what they're doing. I'm not a part of that. That's not my thing. But the big thing I would do with Netflix, my biggest push, would be to acquire physical brick-and-mortar locations to create Netflix-exclusive theaters. Netflix already has their own original content that they just post to streaming. But if they had brick-and-mortar theater locations
You guys
where
should go back to
should just-
physical disc rentals.
that's happening already. That actually is the market trend.
That's gross. I
That's
almost
it.
puke because of that. I think if you had Netflix, you should
it all
buy
down to the
Marcus
ground.
theaters.
That. Yeah.
Like why would you invest in brick and mortar infrastructure when
you could buy out the infrastructure that's already there.
and they're already struggling.
Absolutely. But I mean, like,
And that damn popcorn's so expensive. You'll make some money back so quick.
and you limit your competition's
That's true. It's like
competition's
30
power
bucks for
because
tickets there.
Disney
it's
still
so
wants
good.
to release films
Worth
to
it.
theaters, and now half of the market is gone. Their only real option, if they're not going to go to a Netflix theater, will be to go to an IMAX or to a AMC theater, or other small chains and stuff like that. So they're like your Disney's power in the movie market will be diminished just by virtue of you putting yourself there, and you could do. And now Netflix could do physical media. They could sell it in the freaking lobby, and it would cost them nothing. There'd be no margin attached to that. You would just be able to buy physical discs that you could bring home. Netflix would have their own original content airing in the theaters, or you could do it like have a website post or like have Netflix vote on your local films. Like, are there movies you want to see in your local theater? Vote, and then a couple of theaters will be assigned to like community vote and stuff like that.
You
Just
put
take out
way more
Redbox.
thought in this than I did.
And
Yes.
you should take out Redbox. Take them out. Like
Yeah.
the fact
Is
that
that
that's
still
still
a thing?
I was
dude.
gonna
is.
ask if that
Every
was a
time
thing
I walk
even.
into that Walmart on 13th, every time there's someone there renting a movie.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
I don't think I have anything that reads discs anymore.
Well,
But that's imagine if Netflix with this,
think
they
I
could
do.
have in the lobby like Redbox, but it'd be Netflix.
Well, just to
And then you can-
clarify what's
disc.
happening, the market is course correcting back to physical media because the margin is so low and streaming is killing Disney.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, I meant going back to physical media.
It is-
Best Buy's getting rid of DVDs and all that stuff.
But-
GameStop, I don't think, is going to be pushing physical media anymore.
Well,
They're
the
gonna close.
brick and mortar locations that are having it are going to sell what the producers of the content will provide to them. Obviously, there has been a dry market for this content, so those areas have been shrinking.
Your sex life's a dry market.
Man,
Got him. God. You can end the show right there. We got him.
my God.
Well, we're down
How's
to
that for
3
a
because
war
someone was
room?
just killed in here. Holy
Damn.
cow!
Get him.
yeah, I got murdered. I know where you sleep. But brick and mortar. I mean, Disney has already announced that they are going to be doing more with physical media, whether that's disc or whether it's something else that we don't know of yet. I don't know.
Is that why they came out with that 100-year gift box? That's $1,500. Sure, physical media's coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you?
I'm gonna make a short.
I haven't heard of this. What? Go ahead. Run with it.
It's
Cook.
it's the Disney 100-year.
Yeah.
They're coming out with every Disney movie. It's all Blu-ray.
Yeah.
It's $1,500.
Every Disney movie?
On Blu-ray. All of them. There's ones in there haven't heard of. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure.
Well, the Disney always had the vault, right?
The first
That's they fit like that's
How many movies is there?
Disney always had the.
Snow White was 37.
1937?
No, I'm thinking
It was the 37th movie. It was no. It was,
sorry, I was thinking The Wizard of Oz for some fucking reason.
I'm so confused.
we had the Great Depression, and then we came out with
Snow White.
Yeah. Like,
Well, 100 years.
I was so confused.
It's 2023.
I thought Disney was I thought Disney's founding was like Steamboat Willie. I thought that was 1919. I thought that was like.
I'm only going off
How
what
old
the
are you?
CCP is providing me. That's
All right.
where I saw this, by the way.
But my main strategies with Netflix
All my
would be
news
to
comes from that.
loosen the restrictions on password sharing. It would be go to physical brick and mortar locations for theaters and take that market away from everyone else, and make it a place where you could publish your content.
Take that market away from everyone else. You know, monopolies are illegal.
Well, it won't be a literal.
I mean,
It won't be a
on
monopoly until
paper.
AMC is
Fine.
gone.
Get yourself a Jew. You can find a loophole.
No one will realize till it's too late.
All right, I'm gonna pass it along to who wants to take next.
Well, I'll do WB.
All right.
Warner Brothers.
Great, we're all excited.
Well, fuck you. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a chick in it and make it gay. Next.
All right. I'm with you.
I'm like,
That
so
tracks.
far.
I mean,
That
you got
tracks.
Amber Heard in Aquaman. I mean, you're like part of the way there.
I'd bring her back.
She's not gay yet. She
Yeah,
will.
no,
She'll be gay.
Aquaman 2 is just security footage from Johnny Depp's place. There are 3 franchises that WB owns that they're doing very little or they're doing stupid shit with. It's DC, the Harry Potter franchise, and Lord of the Rings. Anything Lord of the Rings.
Are they doing really anything with those last 2 besides the Rings of Power? Which
They announced that they're doing
Okay.
a TV show of Harry Potter where each book is a season.
We did talk about that. Yep.
But
Have you heard of this?
My wife is the biggest Harry Potter fan
Oh,
I've ever met, so I've heard
we got to talk after this.
so much.
We can talk.
I just watched Harry Potter Part 7 last week again.
Which part of part 7?
Both. I watched
Okay. it's
like
we didn't hit the nail yet.
Part
We're almost
7,
there.
Part 7, Part 2.
It's like, I went to the candy store. Which one and what candy?
when
Which-
I hate. Okay, I know Warner Brothers isn't doing anything with Harry Potter. 1, Hogwarts Legacy, actually really good. 2,
That's good.
It's a single player game.
my wife plays it.
We
I
gotta have her on.
bought it and I haven't.
She has better taste.
I've put a few hours into it, but
It's all right.
we
No
played
shit.
together in the same room, so it's kind of
it's
like
still multiplayer
You know what I'm
then.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The loopholes over
Like,
here with
the
this guy.
loopholes are real.
You Jewish?
Who's the who wrote the books? I'm trying to blink on her name.
J.K. Rowling.
What a dog shit writer. She's the issue.
How so?
They
With-
have the Marauders map
Okay.
in the movie.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
There's like
There's a male
plot
sleeping
holes.
next to Ron Weasley, and the brothers aren't like. Peter Pettigrew's
years.
in bed.
Oh my God! Oh,
There's
Who
just
the fuck
some.
is Peter Pettigrew?
that's where this was going. I thought it was gonna be.
I'm just tired. I think that I love Harry Potter.
That's a really good take,
There's
actually.
some really bad writing, and I think some of that shit should get fixed in some way.
That's
Like,
fair.
How did these boys get this map? They found it. What the fuck do you mean they found it? Like,
The most powerful ancient
Dobby's got an
artifact in
8-inch
the
cock.
world.
I can't like dude. Oh man.
Well, to be
J.K.
fair-
Rowling.
Is that more accurate?
Wait, were you watching this on Pornhub?
You be.
This is not the real Harry Potter.
Man, there's just so much about Harry Potter that I can't appreciate because J.K. Rowling. That was the joke. Because she made Dumbledore gay.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
people say, "Oh, if Dumbledore's gay, Dobby's got an 8-inch cock." Just bad writing. I agree with you though. Something should happen with Harry Potter because it's great. It's
I would do what they're
fantastic.
doing, make a TV show and whatnot, but
Make it better.
I wanted to hire my writers and crew on diversity quotas.
That's fair. It's a good
'Cause
start.
that's what they're gonna do. Because you got to have that
it's gonna
ESG money
Terrible. Then.
that comes in. So I do something with that.
So Harry
Definitely
Potter's gonna be
Awful.
a person of color. He's gonna like men.
She-
put a chicken
Ginny
in
goes
make it
away.
Harriet Potter.
Harriet.
Harrietta.
We're gonna put a chicken in, make her gay.
You got Rhonda.
Rhonda Weasley. And then bring Emma
Just
Watson
stay the same.
back.
It's Emma Watson just as
She's
her-
the
as
only white
Hermione.
person in the entire show.
Everything else is different, but Hermione stays the same.
Yep.
Her
All
and
of-
the,
all
her
of
and the
the-
owl are the only two white things.
Hedwig.
Yep.
That's already a check, so we're good there.
Yep.
Yeah, and then definitely do something with Lord of the Rings. I'm not sure how the licensing works with Lord of the Rings. 'Cause,
Okay,
like,
I
think they just own the rights to the books, the Lord of the Rings, nothing outside, not the appendices or the Silmarillion.
Correct. So there's the Fellowship. They have the rights to the Fellowship, the Two Towers, the Return of the King, and the Hobbit.
Right.
They don't have the rights to, like you said, the appendices is one. The Silmarillion is completely off bounds. Like, they can't touch it. They can't reference it. They can't use characters from it. They can't infer characters from it.
Can I kill off Tolkien's grandson that is currently holding the Tolkien estate?
You have Warner Brother
then
money.
take
You
the
can do
rights.
whatever Warner Brother
Send
money
a
allows
hitman,
you to
kill
do.
that
So-
dumb motherfucker.
Well, also
Assassination.
the Tolkien
Tolkien,
estate.
J.K. Rowling, Lucas.
The
Fuck,
Tolkien,
Mary, kill.
You're just gonna kill all the.
You've had your time.
The Tolkien estate has the rights, not necessarily any individual of the Tolkien family. So, because I believe his son passed away this last year, so or it might be the year
No.
before.
Did he?
I think so.
Assassins were quick.
Right.
Well, he was also
Look at
old.
Fucking time traveling assassins.
I mean, Tolkien's like, Tolkien was fudge. All of my Tolkien knowledge is from last year, and it's not going to be able to pass the stress test today. But
Stress test.
but as far as Lord of the Rings content goes,
Okay, so if I only own the trilogy and the Hobbit,
yep.
it's basically
And anything you make up. You can make up anything as long as it isn't in the Second Age or in the timeline of the Silmarillion
Can
that
you fix the
contradicts
Gollum movie?
right. For one, I would have done a 20-year anniversary of it, re-release everything,
Oh.
the extended cuts,
Yep.
make more games.
But
They
But
stopped
they just
doing
came out
that.
with one, and it was so good.
It's so awful.
The Explorer.
Like,
Oh, the
Gollum.
Gollum.
No,
That totally slipped my mind.
there's Return to Moria, which is actually being streamed right now.
I
It's
kind of want to play that game.
that's a survival horror kind of
Oh.
game.
you know what you should really do? What I'd appreciate.
Is that out?
I didn't play the game, but what's the it's the Lord of the Rings game where you fight the goblins and they can become commanders. They can
Oh, it's like Shadow of Mordor,
Shadow of
Oh,
Mordor and
Shadow
Shadow
of
of War.
that game mechanic.
That
where
game is fun.
The
I
game
hate that mechanic.
The mechanic is copyrighted. That's
Yeah,
why no other
the
games can do it.
The Nemesis system.
The Nemesis system.
The Nemesis system is amazing.
Really
and
good.
it's, and it's copyright. No other game can implement it, and I think that's shitty.
That is really crappy. I hope they at least come up with a third game.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, the last one made so much money.
Well, the
Great.
character's
It was
dead.
fun.
The character is
Well,
ended.
you can make another character.
Is this
Yeah.
a mobile game that you just pulled up?
No, this is so Return to Moria is actually a game that's out right now.
It
It's-
just came out, didn't it?
Yeah, there's a few live streamers on the channel. A friend of the channel, Council of the Rings.
Friend of the channel.
I talked to him.
We got friends.
Oh.
I messaged him.
yeah.
Um,
They have
I
friends.
DM'd him once.
I did.
No, Chris Pratt.
He
I
replied.
sent him a message. I
He
said,
replied-
happy birthday.
He gave me a smiley face and a thumbs up and liked my post. No, no, he's doing live streams of this right now with a few other Lord of the Rings YouTubers. So I mean, it's pretty enjoyable. Go there to check it out. Council of the Rings.
Yeah, no, the biggest thing, though, under WB is their whole DCEU fuck up.
That's
is
where you
probably
have the
best
most opportunity for success, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's so much you can do there. First of all, you just basically, we're done with the DCU. I won't even release Aquaman 2. It's just fuck it. I'll
Yeah.
take the 300 mil hit.
Take the hit.
Smart man.
And then fire James Gunn because he put out a shitty plan
Yeah,
for the DC going forward.
agree entirely.
And it's just going to be... I would continue with the Joker and Batman. That'd be like Elseworld stuff.
Sure.
But then the main DC EU, you just start with a good Superman movie, and a good Batman movie, a good Wonder Woman movie.
What's your favorite Superman movie out?
My favorite one?
Yeah.
I didn't watch Reeves ones. So you got a very limited...
Man of Steel.
I'd say Man of Steel.
Man of Steel. That's my favorite.
Do you,
Is it?
Do you bring back Henry Cavill?
Let him go.
Henry Cavill's
Let him
gonna
go.
be playing Superman, Batman, Hal Jordan.
My guy. Oh yeah, I'd have him everywhere. Oh man.
Right?
Let Henry Cavill go free. He's been stuck to shit projects long enough.
I'm gonna leave him to his Warhammer 40K project.
I can't wait for it. I'm so excited.
Right.
I have heard there's been no news on that front for like a year, and it's still one of the projects I'm most excited to hear anything about.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. But yeah, then you just create your DC.
You keeping Robert Pattinson as Batman?
Yes, we're gonna continue that, but it's like an Elseworld project because I really like the Batman.
It was really good.
It was really good. Although the Joker being a musical with Lady Gaga coming out,
I'd scrap that. I don't know. Scrap that and blacklist Joaquin Phoenix for even trying.
Todd Phillips is a creative director. I don't know. Yeah.
You'd start with a new DC project from the
so
core.
You just start simple.
Start with the big three.
How Marvel did it. You start with single movies, and then you just like at the end or whatever, it's like we're building up to like Darkseid or some shit.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there's so many big villains in the DC universe. Between Darkseid, besides Darkseid, you also have Brainiac. You
You got a shitload.
Doomsday was ruined.
Ruined.
He was ruined. And I hated that. It made the rest of DC just not matter to me, the fact they ruined Doomsday.
But I might
General
continue because they're doing
Zod is Doomsday.
they're
What
doing
a
a Green Lantern show. It's basically just like space cops. I might keep that
That could be okay. I don't know.
because the Green Lantern universe could be like its own Star Wars. It's a big
Yep.
space odyssey.
Crossover when necessary, but I
Right.
mean, they don't balance, so.
It'd be Hal Jordan, but it would be a chick and she'd be gay.
Put a chick in it. Make her gay. All right.
And I would change the name back to HBO Max, not just Max.
HBO. Oh, would you so you have HBO, so would you lean into HBO quality content again?
Yes, but I want to be putting like Disney is doing with Marvel and Lucasfilm. I wouldn't be making like basically focusing on streaming shows.
Right.
It would be more towards the movie side. We could put like
So I would love to see some
you got the Batman 2 coming out or whatever, and Dick Grayson maybe makes an appearance or whatever.
You know me.
You could go
like,
off on a Dick Grayson TV show and shit like that. You could do like the whole Bat family.
Yeah, actually that'd be great. What I would like to see from HBO is more content like on the caliber of like Band of Brothers, Pacific, Leftovers, Westworld. I mean like more Game of Thrones, House of Dragons. I'm like more better
Oh,
shows.
that's right. I own the fucking.
You own House of Dragons
I
and Game of
forgot
Thrones.
about that.
You get to partner with George R. Martin.
House of Dragons was sick.
All
I've
right.
actually never seen Game of Thrones.
Well,
That's all right. You don't need to anymore.
you're
Yeah.
fine.
Watch the first like 4 seasons and you can stop.
I would just hop into House of Dragon.
That's
It
fine,
is
too.
House of Dragons worth watching. And honestly, Game of Thrones is probably Game of
Up to,
Thrones
like,
was
4
so
or 5. Even 6
I've got
is
nothing
all right.
against it. It's just time.
well.
Everything takes so much time to watch
Yep.
nowadays. I gotta watch 100 season of One Piece. There's Loki season 2. My wife has seen. I watched 20 minutes of Loki episode 1 season 1 today, and
That's more than I have.
and there's just too much.
Well, yeah, you're wasting your time.
Oh,
All right. So
so bad.
So, Cody, basically, how your strategy for improving Warner Brothers would be unlock your content and go full bore with better content.
Unlock the content and go nuts deep into the DCU.
Just double down on that. That's your best IP by far.
Because Marvel killed itself, why not have DC replace it?
Yeah, I agree. All right.
That ties nicely into mine.
yeah,
huh?
that transitions pretty well.
Yeah. So
Let's ruin that transition
Well,
by
about
going like,
trans here.
By talking about it, yeah.
yeah.
So
Hold on, we need an awkward pause for a minute.
Have a really bad transitional like slider too
Yeah, okay, just
when you're editing it.
just
later.
awkward slides right now.
Horrible.
And then put a few frames in there, like
Yeah,
in
like
Fight
glitch.
Club. Like in Fight Club, just
Oh,
insert a
yeah.
few frames really
just
quick.
some shit
Subliminal
memes, like the cat that's got that.
Hang in there. It's Monday.
I'm having technical difficulties.
All right. Snipes, why don't you run with yours? I don't think it'll surprise too many people.
Yeah, Disney. It needs to get fixed. All of it. They own so much, and they're fucking up everything.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like Star Wars.
You're
I
in
was
great
a-
company.
I was a huge Star Wars kid growing up. We had the VHSs.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Like had the VHSs. My mom liked Star Wars.
The Cody
right?
was poor, so he couldn't afford VHS.
Hey, fuck you.
Oh.
Hey, what?
So it's just Slim and I now. The
It
other
was
two
a
died.
12-inch screen.
Self-destruct button over there. I am the editor.
Star
I
Wars,
can make
you know,
I can fix any problem.
Anyone can think back
There's
to
only one of the
Obi-Wan
boys
versus
kids.
Anakin and that the lightsabers.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they're going off. They're doing flips. I mean, it was beautiful choreography.
Yeah.
In the prequels, yeah.
You can't. And now watch Rey versus Kylo Ren.
He's forgettable.
Soy Vader.
The Soy Vader.
Darth Vader.
Darth
All
Emo.
he does is swing.
Right, they use
One
them like
hand on
baseball
it.
bats now.
It's horrible. The choreography is bad. The story. They fly now. What the fuck are you
writing's
talking
bad.
about? The writing's bad. Visually look great. They are fantastic looking
You're in
movies.
a ship that's
Well,
flying.
Like anything that's coming out these days, majority of the people's problems is with the writing. It's not with the production
But it
quality.
needs to
or
get
the-
fixed. It
yeah.
just has to get fixed.
So-
The Spider-Man movies. I'm a huge Spider-Man guy. The
So-
writing, shit. Everything's shit.
You don't
So
like No Way Home?
Stay on Star Wars for just a moment. Don't do this.
Okay.
It unlocks a whole Pandora's box that I figured out the other day. It's a thing.
You should come to game night tonight and say Spider-Man sucks out loud. Oh, it'd be so
Who's
great.
gonna lose his mind?
It'll
Might just
set
run
fires.
through a screen door.
Okay, but stay on Star Wars for just a second. One of the big things with Star Wars that I find when I think about how I would fix it is you have the Skywalker saga of the original 6 films, right? You have a couple of gems sprinkled out through the current mess of Star Wars content that's out
Couple's
there.
being generous.
I appreciated Rogue One for what it was, and I enjoyed Rogue One.
I enjoyed
it
the
wasn't
last 45
perfect.
seconds of Rogue One.
And then you
The last minute of it.
That was pretty sick.
I don't think that I hate Force Awakens. First and foremost, let me just preface by saying I hate it. It was a carbon copy of a great film, and it was the worst of the two versions by magnitudes. But I do think there are things inside of the Disney Star Wars that can be salvageable, but why try? They're so small.
I think what you have to do, and what I would do, the video game Force Unleashed. Anyone ever?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's good.
My God.
You introduced
Bring
Starkiller though
that-
into the canon. It just
It's not even just
he's
bringing
so
him into,
powerful. It's insane.
but that's what sucks, right? Because in that game, Darth Vader, that's the cruiser's up there, and he pulls it down, and now I have to watch Kylo Ren unable to swing a lightsaber. we have gods in the
You've
previous
tried
games.
heroin and now you're just smoking
And,
weed.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like, there's some great. Imagine that on the big screen. Darth
do it.
Vader
Honestly,
pulling down.
That would be
a
cool.
that
as
could be
shit.
kind of cool.
There's some cool shit out there
Yeah, why
that
don't
they're
you
not utilizing.
Explore the 20 years between
New Hope and
Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, where Vader's hunting down Jedi.
There's
Oh, it'd be
some good
so
stuff,
cool.
and
That'd
instead
be
we
cool.
have the inability to swing a lightsaber.
yeah.
I hate it.
And like to go on to the like stories you're talking about. If you go like a game we've talked about, KOTOR. If
Go
you go
with
back
the
with
Old
Revan,
Republic,
the
dude.
Old Republic with Revan and
what
the whole
a
Mandalorian,
fantastic
the
game.
Mandalorian Wars and all that, and you're like, oh, it'd be awesome.
I
just-
think the video games that Star Wars has, because the Lego Star Wars, I think
Those
that
are
is
fun. I
they're
do like them.
fun. The cutscenes, they're true to the story, but they're
And they're
made for like
goofy and
they're
they're
goofy.
fun.
It's
They're
quirky,
so
yeah.
damn
they
funny.
have fun with it.
They
They're
have
fun.
fun with that video game. So I think the only thing broken is the movies.
So
It
one
is.
one
Yeah, 'cause
thing
I've been playing the
Last Jedi.
MMO. I think it's just
KOTOR,
the Old
right?
Republic.
The Republic,
Oh,
or
Yeah, it's just the Old Republic.
yeah.
so
I've been playing that for fucking 6 years straight now. I'm still playing
and
it.
it's
We
still
are-
a good game.
we
Yeah,
are
'cause
all
it's
talking
good
about
stories.
we're all talking about the wrong problem, right? We're all talking about the wrong problem. The wrong problem with Disney is not necessarily the content; it's the staff, it's the employees.
It's the agenda pushing. We
It's the-
have to
Yep.
appease the minority, and like I have nothing against them, and like
Yep.
this is gonna.
I do. Fuck them all.
I would fire them all and write a just a standard template referral letter to Warner Brothers.
And
Be like-
I think that really speaks true because they're not doing it with their smaller content. You don't see with their animated series. I just watched The Bad Batch. There's none of that in there. It's
Yeah.
good. It's good writing. The characters, like
Yes.
the character development, it's all really good.
But
you only
anything
see
that's
that
going to
kind of
hit
stuff-
mainstream
It's
media,
not.
whatever's going to hit the most amount of people, has an agenda toward
It does.
Yep.
And that's
and
so
it's just
true.
unfortunate. Look at. I'm going to now jump ship to, Marvel. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. When I watch the Tom Holland Spider-Man shows, they're not Spider-Man movies. They're Marvel movies. They're how
100%,
is Peter Parker going to help Tony Stark? I don't give a rat's
true.
ass. I want to see Tom Holland as Spider-Man swinging through the cities. And you don't see that ever. And like
I don't think you do.
you don't.
Oh my goodness.
They're Peter Parker movies.
In the
All
sequel,
of
in the
them.
second one, Far From Home, he's swinging
through London.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Europe. It's not
Cool.
New York. I'm just pointing out.
Cool. That's the most web swinging.
That's the
in
most.
3 movies.
I'm
I
just
want a Spider-Man.
if it's
set
not in
Prague.
America, it doesn't count.
Like,
that's yeah.
in the Tom Holland ones, Aunt May dies, and think back to Tobey Maguire. Willem Dafoe gets skewered through his glider and is like bleeding out his mouth, and it's like pretty gruesome content.
Graphic scene, yeah.
Aunt May got hit.
Oh, that's true.
It
It looks like she got laid out by a linebacker. That's
and
it.
and then she fucks up the famous quote. With great power comes great
Great responsibility.
Yeah, she says it wrong. I'm like, why do you got to change it? What are we trying to prove here?
Yeah.
It's back to shit writing, and it's on the, whatever is the big movie. They're doing too much for no reason. Like, just make them good. It's not hard. You have the multiverse. The Spider-Man multiverse movies are fucking phenomenal. They put a little bit of agenda, right? Miles Morales has a BLM sticker, but it's not in your face, and it's just a sticker. I can get over that. Not a big deal. Have it in there like you want. It's relevant to today, but that's not what the movie's about. And
True.
it's fantastic.
You know,
Have
in
it
the-
in there. I don't care, but don't make
in
that
the
the selling
game-
point.
In the new game, Spider-Man 2, they fucked up the flag in Miles Morales' room. They put the Cuban flag instead of the Puerto Rican flag.
Did they really? No
That
way.
sounds so right. That sounds so.
Which is hilarious.
Well,
because
it's the
they got it right the
multiverse. What
first
Earth
one.
is he from? It could be the one where he's,
Yeah.
He's Cuban in this one.
See, that's kind of
He's actually Fidel's grandson.
the beauty of Spider-Man is you can't fuck it up because you have the crutch of
Multiverse.
the multiverse. Oh, he's from a different universe. You know?
Yeah.
You can't use that as an excuse.
But the way that they're handling, they want the Marvel movies to be for everyone, but you can't appease everyone. They have to be kid-friendly, so Aunt May can't get bludgeoned to death, but they have to be gruesome enough for the adults.
Cool if it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The first.
How do you please
Sam
everyone?
Raimi's
You can't.
first Spider-Man came out in 2002. I was 8 when I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
That was fine. Why
There's
can't we
no-
have shit like that for 8-year-olds these
Everyone's
days?
getting a little softer, and they're kind of pushing that. But look at
Bunch of goddamn pussies.
look at the Doctor Strange movie, the newest one. That was
Doctor Strange mom.
the
Multiverse of Madness. His mom.
Yeah. Oh my God. I've never heard it called that. Holy shit. I was like, his mom. No, but
It's
like in that one,
me.
I mean, it's fucking a little scary at some parts. I'm like, oh.
That's when Sam Raimi's directing and input
and
actually
it's
took place.
good. Like, if you want it to be for adults, make it for adults. If you want it for kids, make it a kids show. But don't make it for everyone. I hate when it's trying to please everyone because it makes it shit.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at the cast from the first Spider-Man, and this cast is amazing.
You're gonna tell me that's not a stacked cast?
This is a power cast. This
Yeah.
is if this same cast made anything today, it'd be a $500 million, $600 million movie.
Well, some of
You
the-
got
half of them are canceled.
I was half of
Willem
them
Dafoe,
are,
James Franco, Cliff Robertson, Rosemary Harris, I can't pronounce his last name. Help me out, Cody.
Manganiello.
Magneto.
Magneto.
J.K. Simmons, right? That's Jonah Jameson. That's classic.
You
American
can't have
sweetheart.
any other
Everyone loves
J.
J.
Jonah
Classic.
Jameson. For me, Rosemary Harris. That like when I think Aunt May,
That's a perfect Ant-Man.
and when you look at Tom,
When you think about it, though, it's like, how old were Pete's parents to basically have
Grandfather, aunts, and uncles.
yeah,
Grandfather and grandma, aunts, and uncles.
80-year-old aunts and uncles?
True.
well, yeah, it's,
Yeah.
I mean, also, like, everyone that was supposed to be, like, a teenager in this movie is in their, like, mid to late 20s.
well, I'd say nowadays, you look at Andrew Garfield, look at Tom Holland. They do look younger for their age. They can pull it off better. I think CGI can go a long way as well.
Watch that trilogy. It's been
One
so
thing
long.
that made me
True.
happy was in the Tom Holland one where they brought back all the Spider-Man. Spoilers alert. That was
If you haven't seen that movie,
or even heard about it.
But that one, I was terrified that they weren't going to. They're going to introduce the multiverse and not bring him back. I was fully ready in that movie theater to not see all the Spider-Man.
Yeah,
because I was like, it's Disney. They don't fucking care.
Yeah,
I'm
as soon
glad
as
that
portal
they
went up. I turned to Jimmy and was like, "Holy shit, they're actually doing
they
it."
brought it.
Same here. Right
You know,
when I
and it was
saw I
cool
like,
because
did
they
it
played
all.
on Tobey Maguire's. You know, his web is natural. You know, it comes off his wrist. And like,
Does it come out
how'd you do
anywhere
that? He's like,
else?
you know,
all of the references. The only way
was
you could do
good.
that film,
I could listen to the three of them just banter for like 3
oh,
hours.
it'd be fun.
there should be. You know, I love
Andrew
that
cracking
Disney's doing
Toby's
more
back,
TV
it's, like,
series
so
rather
chill.
than a movie every 8 years. I'm okay with the series. A series with those three would have been
yeah.
would have been cool.
That
like
would have been cool.
If
that's
you
something that if I had Disney, like
if
you
you were
gotta capitalize.
would you do the way we discussed it?
But
on
Sony owns it.
off recording. The way we discussed it off recording is: would you do Miles Morales with Tobey Maguire coming in as the Spider-Man to mentor?
I think that'd be cool.
I
Well,
do
here's
too.
the thing. You don't actually own Miles Morales in the Spider-Verse thing. That's Sony.
I know.
So we're trying
And
to
you
fix
ba-
it. You don't even know who you own.
You barely even own the Tom Holland Spider-Man.
But I still do. I don't own him. I'm borrowing him. He is rented out. I totally
You can't
get it.
say
He is
own Miles Morales. It might be problematic.
damn.
Typical white. Typical trying to buy
Watch
people.
our lingo.
Everyone has a price, and Disney, I would sell off something.
How much for the Black Spider-Man?
Like, come on. 10 cotton fields. Listen, like there's enough.
Yes.
There's enough. Like, I think I like what Sony has done with Spider-Man. If I was Sony, I wouldn't want Disney to have Spider-Man because they're fucking it up. I think if Disney were to do something better, that Sony wouldn't have an issue with it. Because look at the Venom movies.
Look at
I think the
a
CGI is a
better
little
example
goofy.
is Blade.
The CGI is a little. I actually like the Venom movies.
Yeah,
First
that's
one was
good.
meh. The second one was like, what the fuck was that?
Yep.
They fucked up one of my favorite villains, Carnage.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
even
can't-
Harris. What the fuck is his name? Who plays Woody Harrelson? Even he can't save Carnage.
I still think they're good. They're darker themed. They
are.
I
mean,
it's
he's
not
eating
made
people.
for me to take my 8-year-old son and like, let's watch this.
Carnage. I mean,
You know.
yeah. No, Venom.
I like the gruesomeness, the darker side of the story. I love
I do
it.
too. I'm all about darker
And I
stories.
think that if Disney were to like, hey, this is the project, we're gonna have a little more adult themed. It's not PG.
that's
It
everyone's.
doesn't have to be rated R by any means.
Yeah, no.
It can be PG-13, but they can do like they don't have to drop F-bombs for it to be funny.
That's
like, obviously a
everyone's-
good F-bomb goes a long way.
Yeah.
Like in the latest Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
What do? Open the fucking door. Like,
Yeah.
A well-placed
That was
F-bomb
good.
goes a long way, but they get what, 1 or 2 per movie.
One.
You get one
A
for
PG,
PG-13. One.
You get one.
one good Spider-Man. Bring in Deadpool. Like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
Ah,
At
like
the
there's
very end, like,
at
you
the
don't think
very
you
end,
can
there's
get an
so much you
F-bomb?
could do, but Disney
Yeah,
wants.
that's
it
everyone's concern with them
know.
taking over 20th Century Fox because now they have Deadpool. And it's like, what's a PG-13 Deadpool going to look like? Or they're trying to
horrible.
do Blade, even though they just shit-canned it again.
You cannot have a PG-13 Deadpool.
That's why if I were gonna, I'd get Disney and I would stop dropping the ball. They're trying to appease minorities, but
Right.
make it for the common man. Make it for everyone.
Everybody.
But not
Yeah,
for kids.
Disney's not even a family brand anymore. So
Yeah,
Just make-
I had to go to Disney Plus and I had to put in allow mature content so I could see.
what mature content?
What I would do if
That's just it. It's kind of a
you
joke, but you still
should
had to
sell
do it.
you should sell all of Disney to the Daily Wire. Make it give it Benke. Sell all of the children content you got to Daily Wire and let them just run with it. They have plenty now. It
Yeah.
seems they started off strong. All right, Slim, let's get into yours because I'm actually eager to know how you would fix your choice.
How would you fix Overwatch? Would you add another?
I'd
We
leave
make
it
Overwatch
lie.
3 and not change anything.
We made
Yeah.
Overwatch 3 and we had a chicken maker gay.
Chicken maker guy.
Add 9 chicks, make them all gay.
So I was gonna do Blizzard and mainly just focus on what their IPs they're not even focusing on right now. If I could release, a follow-up to StarCraft, Warcraft, and then not make Diablo was it 4? Terrible.
Diablo 4 sucked.
Gosh, that
I bought it and I was depressed.
I got it too, and it was the first time I played through the story was good. I liked the game a lot, and then so the season came out. I got it, and it said skip story. I'm like, well, I'm not playing through the story again. It was so grindy. I couldn't even pull myself to play the game. I just couldn't. It was such a chore. It was terrible.
It's made for the people that play video games 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for content. Because it's too easy otherwise, and then where's the content? It's not made for the common man.
It was terrible. And so, like, if you just... I don't even know what would do that, because I played Diablo 3 a lot. Like, 4 or 5 times through, and it's such a good game.
Played the shit out of Diablo 3.
It was really good.
I only played it through once.
I didn't play 1 or 2. That's too old for me.
Yeah,
but Diablo 3.
It was really good.
Dumped some time into that.
And then, StarCraft 2 is huge. One of the biggest, Blizzard games of all time.
I know absolutely nothing about it except for the cinematic trailers are cool as shit.
They're really sweet.
Blizzard has done such a good job on their
trailers and promoting.
Oh my
I guess.
god.
Yeah.
That's
always
always even if it's a shit game or anything. I mean, just like even like Overwatch, which has no story, but the
it
clips.
kind of does if you watch all the.
If you watch all, it's like
who's the studio behind League of Legends? Because they have the same boon. They have the same positive.
Oh, what the fuck is it called?
You're on such a blank.
I think it starts with an R. If that helps.
See, I was never.
I'll look it up.
I was never a fan of LoL because I got into Dota.
Oh. Isn't
Dota...
it like the same thing though?
It is, but if my understanding is correct, Dota 2 was more based off of StarCraft. StarCraft? I can't remember. It was based off of some other.
I think it's StarCraft.
It's based off of StarCraft. It came from. It's a StarCraft mod, because StarCraft had like a lane based, and then they modded, and that's where Dota, and then
that originally came for Warcraft 3.
Well, maybe that's
because they have a story. They have a story mission that has that in it, and people love that mission so much. It became like a you have those multiplayer where you make maps and you can play against people.
Yes, that's.
And then someone made that, and people went nuts.
Yep.
And then a company saw that, so they made an original, I think it was Dota 1 or whatever the first one was.
Yeah.
And it's huge now.
Yeah.
And it was really a story mission in Warcraft 3.
That's what I was.
And now it's a huge franchise of like multiple different. So like they have good stories, like good missions. They have. I mean, if you released Warcraft 4, StarCraft 3, you can make so much flipping money, and they were so good.
The fan
they don't
base
have a bad
is huge
taste in people's mouth.
The fan base is huge.
It's huge,
and
it's huge.
It was fan base that made like Dota. And nowadays, if anyone mods a Blizzard game, if you even try, I mean,
it's
like,
I don't know the exact details, but it's not.
You
pretty.
get like Hillary Clinton, like they send people, man.
Yeah.
Like you disappear.
They'll find you.
You vanish. You vanish. Like it's some wild shit. All because you touch their game. So Blizzard used to thrive off of the community, and now what? You don't have a cell phone?
Oh,
get off
Diablo
my
or some shit.
Yes, like they were always so fan based, and now they shit. If you like their company, they're just gonna shit on you.
I have a fan.
I
so
think that's why they got together with Activision, because they're both asshole.
Yeah. When Third Party Studios was just kind of a founding idea, and we were coming up with all these ideas for what we're gonna make, like whether it was on the YouTube channel or it was on like the content we'll eventually be developing or we're working on developing. Had an idea for a video game I wanted to start planning out. And for inspiration, I just wound up looking around all over the place. I talked to a few family members about what I was trying to do. And it turns out that one of like the lead people, like he's not an executive, but he's like a huge project manager over at Blizzard, is married to like my second cousin or whatever. So I had a Zoom call with him, just telling him about my idea and stuff. And it was a super productive conversation. And I just asked him candidly, I was like, what do you think about all of what's going on? And what do you think about these games that are mediocre and not good? And he's like, well, that's the market. I'm like, oh,
shit. The
so
market
it sucks.
Oh, okay.
So, no, I mean, he was actually trying, I think he was trying to convince me to go into that field because he's like, I'd rather have someone with passion than someone with talent. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know how to take that. I was like, I don't know how to.
Thank you.
Thanks? Question mark.
I've got. Can't I just have small amounts of both?
Well, between those few IPs and then the whole Call of Duty,
Yeah, you got Activision too. You got Destiny.
man,
And
if you could just fix those, they still bring in so much money. But I
Bungie
mean,
broke off. Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Well, what? Okay, I'll never not be butthurt about this. I remember the announcement of Destiny 2, and they had this huge trailer, and it was this huge story, and then
It was the same game.
It was so ready, and then Activision came in, acquired them, and then they changed everything. They almost like started over. It was
butchered it.
painful, and that's why in Destiny 1. When you spawn in into like a fucking like dumpster. Like,
Right.
right. And then the ghost comes out and says, "Listen, there's not enough time to tell you what's going on. We got to move." And then you're playing the game.
Yep.
That's why. It's because of Activision. And oh man, if I could just meet the person
Who made that decision?
who fucked this up so bad.
You just go into Activision with a gun. It's like, who was it?
And what's on Bungie?
And I pull out my gun.
They've always been passionate about Destiny. You can tell that
Well,
Bungie
Destiny-
has always been. Activision has always fucked
Destiny
it up.
has
I don't
the
believe
best
that.
shooting mechanics.
100%.
in gaming.
Oh, yeah.
It's insanely how good
They're
it
very
very.
good.
I don't believe that Bungie gives a flying fuck about Destiny. Just like I don't believe they actually care about.
They do. That's why they broke off. But I think it's
almost too far gone.
it's
of an
almost
IP.
too far gone, right? Because when Activision had them, you know, I when I bought Destiny 2, I paid $120 for the because you get the game and then like the next 2 DLC. Right.
Well,
so then I
there's
played
a-
it for that year. The next year, the next DLC comes out and it's $60, and I was like, "Fuck! I already paid."
There's a
$120.
there's a distinction I'm going to draw here because I am passionate about my projects. They are not passionate about their projects.
Just wait. I'll get there.
Well,
I'll get there because I really think Bungie is.
But let me just explain my thing real quick because I don't. Just to repeat. I'm passionate about my projects. They're not passionate about their projects. Here's the distinction I would draw. I would rather, if I was to lose an IP I had, I would burn everything before I let it go to someone else. I would be that guy. I would destroy everything I love before I let someone else ruin it. I wouldn't let anyone else destroy something I love. And I think that's a different level of passion than what they have, which is they left
developers
everything.
have a different passion than the shareholders, though.
Yeah. But they
the
could have.
people-
Shareholders' passion's money. That's it.
That's
Well,
it. That's
but
it,
Bungie
right?
can go private. Bungie could go private, and they could have a board. They could do what they want to do. They could do.
Well, this
Bungie,
goes back to where they're too far gone because they made it free to play, right?
Sure.
Because and I think the reason they did that was
Did they?
because yes,
Yeah, it was free to play, but you're purchasing the expansions.
you had to purchase the expansions, but you could
which
still
is like
play
a $60 game
and
every
the-
time.
Yeah. You know, but
They got
then the
another one coming
DLC
out
came
this
out with
month.
60, and then the next DLC came out, and they said if you want this DLC, it's what $38, but you have to buy the base game.
I'm going to
again.
say very pointedly that is not free to play. That is very much the opposite
No,
of
you
free to
get
play.
this much of the game free, but to go beyond that, it's $60 every time.
Right, but it's like if it's the intro cutscene is all you get, then it doesn't matter.
But there's a
If-
lot.
if
I'd
it-
say they're free to play the base Destiny game. There's still a lot of content there, and it's still really fun. And look at some of the free to play games that are out there. I like graphics and story, and a lot of free to play are kind of shit, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
they're
yeah,
full
they're
of
all like gotcha mechanics.
or like Destiny. You get a AAA game, AAA mechanics. There's
for
no,
3 times the price.
Well, you can do the base for free though.
It's a quadruple A game.
Like, I don't know. I think Activision kind of fucked it to where it can't be fixed.
I definitely
Same with
agree with
COD.
that. I just don't agree with the idea that Bungie cares. You won't know until you meet the minds of the person, but I don't believe that you can tell me that they care about it when they had Halo, which was a master class in game creation, and they let it go.
But you can't. The issue is.
And then they had Destiny, which was a master class
the
in great game
nostalgia
creation,
of Halo
and then let it
is
go.
what I get stuck on, and that's gone forever. That era of gaming is gone.
Sure.
And so I have
Yeah,
like
Xbox 360 days were kind of crown.
they were the crown, right? I remember when Halo 3 came out. My parents I lived on a farm an hour away from a city, and my parents were in a city, and I was like, "Can you buy me this game?" It came out today, And they're like, "Yep, we'll buy it." You know,
Kind of acted that out like a crack deal. It's like, yo, you heard about this?
You heard about this
I'm
game?
like, I'm talking to my my mom was like, "Not."
He's channeling his inner
of us
child.
playing video games, and I mean, it's like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm still awake, and I'm just a kid, and I'm like, "Mom, listen, there's this thing that's
to love you.
like, if you love me and you're gonna come back to this house, this better be in your possession."
I know how to lock these doors.
And I stayed up until 1 a.m. waiting for that game.
Yeah.
My mom comes home. She's like, "Here you go." I fell asleep immediately. I didn't even get a chance to play it, but like, it's something that sticks
You
with
got
me.
the relief. You're like, all right.
I got
First thing tomorrow.
woke
Yep.
up the next day. Me and my best friend plugged in 2 controllers, and man, we played Halo 3 all day, and it's just such a great memory. Like that'll never come back.
Yeah,
though.
couch co-op is not really a thing anymore.
And it never, unfortunately, you know. Well, that's where it Takes Two, I think, is a great game, especially for like your spouse
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
You know, like I think there's some great opportunity out there, but you're not gonna get couch co-op Halo ever again, and it's gone, and it's unfortunate.
I don't know. So I'm not as pessimistic as that to think that it couldn't come back. What we need is for the independent creators to seize the day, and I don't.
That's why I'm such a big fan of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, independent creators really need to. Independent creators really need to step up and take the place.
Release a full game that's not broken, that doesn't have a battle pass.
Yep.
You know,
And I think
yeah,
that
Larian Studios pretty much proved themselves with the what the fuck were the first two? They made 2 games just like Baldur's Gate. What the hell were they called again? One was very popular.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I actually own one of them.
well, and you
What
had
the fuck is Hello Games?
Hello Games made No Man's Sky.
Right.
So
What does that have anything to do with it?
well,
Yeah, that was
just
just out left
independent small creators who are making big games.
No, they fucked up royally back in 2015 when the game released because they promised so much and it was just a
these
nothing game.
cocksuckers.
But they fixed it.
These cocksuckers.
Hello
fixed
Games
the
made
game,
No Man's Sky.
Updated it, fixed every issue, made it bigger and better.
You're gonna
Alex-
be able to play with someone right out of the box. They launch you in different galaxies, and then you spend 3 days finding someone. They're not there.
Yeah.
But they fixed their game and everything was free. They had like shitload of expansions now and it was all free.
So, I mean, whether or not they overcommitted, which is an argument I can't make, they did overcommit, and they did
Overpromised.
underdo it, but they fixed all of the
Fixed it, at
promises
least.
they've made, they fixed. And that's a small studio. They could have just released the shit game. I mean, they gave people...
They could have just been realistic.
I mean, their marketing department. Hold on, their marketing department was their lead engineer. So I mean, they didn't have a PR person who was setting realistic expectations. He was firing from the cuff in all of these meetings about all the things he wanted in the game, and it was unrealistic. You had the wrong guy doing all the marketing, and that was the mistake. If they hadn't done that, this game if they hadn't done it, if they hadn't partnered with PlayStation, who honestly pushed them forward into the place where they couldn't recover. It could have been done. But No Man's Sky today is a phenomenal game. Mm-hmm. It's made by a small studio. Larian Games made a great game. Like small studio, like CD Projekt Red. CD Projekt Red
Divinity
was
1 and 2,
great.
That's what it was.
CD Projekt Red was a small game. They made Cyberpunk, and I mean, while there's been plenty of debacle with Cyberpunk, it's today a great game.
Yes.
So I mean, all these small studios can step up. We need just innovation. We just need innovation. We need small content creators to have take the mantle from all
CD
these.
Projekt's not so small anymore after Witcher 3.
Not anymore, no. But I mean, they've created great things out of despite their size disadvantage they had. All right, Slim. Anything else to add to the Blizzard?
What are you gonna do with COD?
Yeah, we really got off topic there.
Well, we've done. This has been a fun conversation for
I'm
throughout.
joking. Nah, that's it. That's all I got.
We just like
COD's
Call of
doing
Duty.
perfect. Just keep putting that
moneymaker out every year.
Keep putting it out every year, and them skins.
I
it'll
hope
feed my rest of my
X-Defiant.
projects.
I hope
Just make
X-Defiant.
Call of Duty as a service. Quit changing the name. Just Call of Duty as a service. It's the same shit every year, and then there's just updates.
Yep. I would just
bring lasers
Campaign
back
once a year.
Get Call of Duty Forge, like Halo Forge.
Yep.
Let people add
Don't you
shit.
also own Tony Hawk's Pro Skater? Or was that was that Activision?
I don't have no idea. All right, guys.
Who owns that?
I think we're going to wrap up this conversation here. It's been a fun one. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, share the video around, let people know where we are, and we will see you guys on the next one. We'll leave it there. Later. Peace.
Doses.
Bitches and hoes.
Both.
Yeah. Bitches and hoes.